ECLIPTIC has worked on a huge number of projects now. We've worked on over 50, I think, and these have been, we've worked with huge clients in the US, global brands. Like MailChimp is one example of that. There's a few we can't talk about ever. It's a bit of secret stuff, but we also work with local brands. Like Used Cars and I is a hugely successful app in Northern Ireland. They're finding that mobile usage is going up as all websites are doing. They're finding that people are going to their phone to find out this information when they're out and about on the bus and all that sort of stuff, thinking about a new car, for example. So we work on a huge number of very varied and exciting projects, from energy to healthcare, from sports and all that sort of stuff. It's very varied, and we're really enjoying that opportunity to work in all these sectors and solve those problems. But some of the highlights, or some of the big sort of big apps that we've worked on, are things like Performance Sports. Performance Sports is this sports analytics tool. It's really for a team. We've done it for GAA, football, rugby, and it's soon to be out there for ice hockey and hockey and all the other sort of grass or team sports. And basically it allows someone on the side of the pitch, like a statistician or a coach, to sit and monitor what a player has done, so they can tag, a player's had a foul or been sent off, or, all this sort of stuff is very, very valuable to sort of change how a team can perform during the course of a match. You might get senior coaches, who have an eye for these things, but they sort of forget about these things. So this tool is really to help track those things. At the moment, it's being used by a huge number of GAA clubs across Ireland, but we're starting to venture into, there's rugby clubs in England, quite well-known ones that are starting to use it, and again with soccer as well. It's starting to really kick off, and we're going actually to MIT's having a conference around this in the start of March, and we're going there to promote this app, and we think that it's got a huge potential in the US for that. Apart from that, we sort of really, there's some projects that we like that come in through the door and we go, oh, this is something that really feels good, and something that's going to really, brighten up people's days and all that sort of stuff. And this, for us, or one example of this, was the Miss Rosie Red app. And they came to us with a book, basically, a children's picture book, and they asked us to sort of think about how we could digitalize it or animate it and make it interactive and all that sort of stuff. So we delivered an app that was for iPad and iPhone, and it allows someone to go into the app and read it, and they can sometimes have a narration and all that sort of stuff. They can turn all this stuff on and off, and we've some scenes in it that we've decided, we could maybe expand what has actually happened inside the story with sort of sound and interactive elements. So that was a really fun thing to do, and we've tested it with a lot of kids or young people, and they've really sort of, you see they're really brightening up and sort of getting really interested in what's going on the screen. Last year we done something that was really quite mind-blowing. Over the last few years we've been sort of working on some tools behind the scenes for us to help develop apps that are really powerful and really solid and really mature, really, in terms of some of the stuff that happens inside them. So we look at sort of how we can make the user experience really good. So we looked at all these things, and we started to build this framework and all this, and we realized that what we could do was something quite revolutionary. And normally whenever you build an app, you have to go onto apple.com, you have to download all their tools, and you have to start learning this coding language, which is quite a big barrier to entry. You have to learn a lot, and it takes a while to get to those skills. But what we done was built a framework, and we called it Fusion, which allowed people to go onto their iPhone app and build an app inside that app. And that was the thing that was really magical about that project. We were able to allow people to sort of design their icons inside the app, and you'd get feedback straight away on the device that it was being built for. And this is something that was really unique. And we allowed people to pull in all this information that they have on the web already. So from Facebook, Twitter, Flickr, all this content that people have sort of already established, and we allowed people to pull this into this app. At the end of the whole process, you could add in your logos and all this sort of stuff, and you could basically send it to us, and we would build it for you, and you'd get an app that was submitted to the App Store based on what you'd built inside this app. So it's something that we're really, really excited about, and something that you'll probably hear a lot more about.